Greetings, fellow Earthlings. Today is April 15th, 2024, and this is episode 15 of MindMosaic. Last time I said that it was episode 13 when it was actually episode 14, but whatever, mistakes happen. I also said that the universe was 14.8 billion years old and it's actually 13.8 billion years old, so I had it flipped. And yeah, I'm no longer in Mexico. I have returned to Canada, but I will be back in Mexico again this year, so it won't be the last of the Mexican Mind Mosaic. I have some agua de horchata here. It's like Mexican rice water, and it's delicious. It's like so refreshing and so sweet. It has like cinnamon in it as well. And yeah, so episode 15, we're still in the month of exploring the cosmos, exploring the infinite horizons of the universe, the planets, the stars, the quasars, the nebulae, the black holes, the neutron stars, the galaxies, the white dwarfs, the dark matter, and the vast spaciousness in between it all. And today, I wanted to explore a topic that at first is going to seem completely unrelated to space, and that is the idea of belonging. Now, bear with me, because I know that on the surface, that may seem like it has nothing to do with space or with the cosmos. But if you can lend your attention for just a moment longer, you will come to realize that indeed belonging and the universe actually go hand in hand. Belonging is something that I have struggled with kind of my whole life. And I think that I'm not alone in feeling that I don't fit in a lot of circumstances, feeling sort of like an outsider or just different, you know? I think a lot of people, whether it's, they might be neurodivergent or just be very passionate about certain things, or, just have interests or hobbies that kind of put them outside of the norm. And I do feel like that's changing. I feel like people are becoming more inclusive and more open to engaging with people who might fall outside of typical conventions. And, I got the tail end of that sort of era in the zeitgeist, the other phobic sort of time in history, which I believe is coming to an end. So I kind of got the best of the worst in terms of that. But, I still struggled with it. I still struggled with feeling out of place. And like I didn't have a real, tangible sense of connection to anything, or a sense of fitting in or belonging. I am someone who is very passionate about learning everything I can. Like, I love exploring all kinds of topics of literally everything. I just love the process of learning. I have an immense curiosity, an unquenchable thirst for knowledge. And that has led me on an incredible voyage of discovery, an odyssey of exploration and the illumination and uncovering of new and interesting ideas that, boggle the mind and that fuel the drive for further exploration. And along that journey, I've come to realize this funny thing about belonging. And that those of us who don't belong are typically those of us who, like me, are not as engaged, let's say, with the social world, and more engaged with exploring our own inner world of the mind and of discovery and learning. And those people tend to realize that there is another kind of belonging, one that isn't social, but is intrinsic to the very fact of your existence in this universe. Now, what do I mean by this? The universe came into being 13.8 billion years ago. And that's when you came into being too. Maybe not you, as in this human being watching this video, but the things that make you, the elements, the energy, the matter, that came into being at the same time as everything else. As every object in your vicinity, as the earth you stand on, as the sun you see in the sky, as every person you've ever known. The raw materials that make us all up all came into being in the same very moment. And as I sit here speaking to you, sure, it may feel or seem as if there is a separation between us. There is space in between us. But really, we live on a planet that has an atmosphere, and an atmosphere is a substance that lines the surface of the earth. A gaseous substance held to the surface of the earth through gravity, protected by the magnetic field. And from my hand to this camera, and from the screen that you're watching this video on to your hand, there is an unbroken chain of molecules. From me sitting here in Canada to you sitting or walking or whatever you're doing, wherever you are, there is an unbroken chain of molecules. And to realize that is to realize that there actually is no separation. If you cook a nice, thick, hearty soup, you don't see the potatoes as separate from the carrots, as separate from the broth, as separate from the celery, as separate from the onions. It's just soup. This is what the cosmos is. It's a soup of energy and matter mixing through gravity and time, and we're all ingredients in this soup, and we are all part of the recipe, inherently tied to and inextricably part of the entirety of existence. From beginning to end. You are just as much a part of this universe as the stars, as the galaxies, as gravity and time itself. You are just as necessary for the proper functioning of this universe the way it is, the way we know it to be. To realize that is to, in a sense, ascend to a higher or deeper or more expanded level of awareness from which peace and gratitude and the security that facilitates a joyous and rich relationship with your community and with the universe itself is granted, is made available. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy that we are made of stardust and that stardust was forged in stellar crucibles billions of years ago, and through the most minute mathematical what's the word? Conditions formed itself into geological phenomena that birthed volcanoes and geysers, that terraformed the earth into a nursery, fertile with primordial soup in which biological life, organized chemical reactions could come into being, replicate themselves, thrive, evolve, change, grow, adapt, die, reborn, be reborn into beings capable of reflecting on that entire history, on that entire process, and to be able to sit here and say, I am the universe. Hello, my name is the universe. Nice to meet you, the universe. That's crazy. That's legitimately crazy. That is crazier than any science fiction story that I've ever heard of. That's crazier than Star Wars. That's crazier than Dune. That's crazier than the three-body problem. The fact that the universe came into being and through physics and time got to a point where it could then ponder its own existence and know itself through the ability to reflect upon its own existence. That's like emotional. Like, that is just unbelievable. And yet it is our present situation. It's the situation. It's our whole existence. All of us. We all share this same purpose is a charged word. So I will refrain from using it, but it is the word I am tempted to use. But that's not quite it. It's more a capacity, an ability. It's our superpower. And whether or not that was bestowed onto us through divine grace or not, it remains a superpower regardless. Our own ability as children of the universe, as products of the universe, as the consequence of physics and mathematics playing out throughout all of history, to contemplate that. Like, every single step in the entire evolution of the universe has led to us as we are in this moment. Every single step in cosmic evolution has led to us as we are in this moment. I think that's worth repeating, because I think that that really means something. Billions of years of time, of supernovas that would baffle the senses, of black holes that puzzle the mind to a degree that even the universe itself can't seem to come to terms with their magnificent mystery. All of it has led right here. This is the culmination of everything that has ever happened. This is it. I don't know if that's underwhelming or overwhelming, you know? Because it's like, on one hand, that's amazing that the universe evolved sentience and an ability to become aware of itself. But on the other hand, it's like, me and my mundane, boring life, this is the culmination of all of the cosmic phenomena to have ever occurred, has brought us here, to this average situation. It's fascinating. That is tremendously fascinating, because both of those are totally valid. They are seemingly irreconcilably juxtaposed, and yet they both have such merit. But you know, it is incredible. I mean, I think I tend to fall into the former camp of being just totally awestruck and bewildered. Because, like, come on, like, it's crazy the fact that everything that's ever happened has led to this moment. This moment of such meaning. And you know, it's like people talk about, like, oh, you know, you have the existential nihilists who say the universe is meaningless. And I would say, okay, maybe ultimately behind the veil of everything before the Big Bang, inside a black hole at the end of time, maybe there's no meaning at all. But from my experience, the only universe I've ever known, which is this one, in this moment, is full of color and life and weirdness. I mean, you walk down the street and you see, you know, an ad for, like, a dog bed shaped like a cat. You go to the store and you see, like, cheese strings. That's milk that's been curdled and then molded into a string that you peel, and it's branded with a dude who looks like who is one of them, but he's anthropomorphized and he has eyes and a mouth. At the very least, the universe has meaning locally. And the fact that the local universe is the center of all known experience that is possible in the universe, assuming that aliens don't exist, it's assuming there's no gods or God or any type of cosmic beings. Assuming that, the local level is the omega point of all experience of the cosmos, is where it all happens. The only place in the infinite universe that could ever be host to an experience of the universe. And the fact that that place just so happens to also be the place where Hello Kitty exists, where what's his name? The guy from Greece? Ton Travolta. It's just everything. Literally pretty much anything you could ever think of. It just exists right here. Right here where the capacity to experience also exists. It's like, that's crazy. Because it could be that, like, the only sentient part of the universe is just some, like, empty space that's, like, has nothing for, you know, 20 million light years in each direction. That could also be the case. But I'm here with my eyes and ears and all that, and it's just a total show. It's a total spectacle. But, you know, that's kind of a tangent, but I think it's interesting to think about. But yeah, ultimately my point here is just kind of to cultivate and foster a sense of reverence and appreciation for your inherent connection to the universe, which is there, and if you didn't know it was there, now you do. And appreciate it. Be grateful for it. Take time to kowtow your existence, your place in the universe, because you do have a place in the universe. Like, you so do. Like, your story, your childhood memories, your favorite color, your experiences, past and future, the wrinkles on your skin, the placement of your freckles, all of it is part of the ever unfolding history of this universe. Remember that. And take time to be in that, to sit with that, to reflect on it, but more than anything, just to exist with it. I don't even know if that makes any sense, but to just be conscious of that. Hold it in your mind, in your heart, and just, that's it. Just for like 5 minutes. 5 minutes on Tuesdays, in like the evening, you know, after dinner. Take that time. Everyone needs that. Everyone needs that. Some people pray, some people meditate. It's all the same thing. It's all just the being present with the rest of it, you know? Because we get so caught up in our own little corner of reality. We get so lost in our story and in the ups and downs of it all, you know. And it's important. It is really important to kind of expand, to practice expanding, to encompass more, to gain that perspective. You will foster and develop a deeper understanding of yourself and of the universe too. Just by that. And that's to me is, you know, it goes without saying. It speaks volumes in and of itself what that does for a person. So yeah, I hope you were able to glean something valuable from this. I feel like I definitely did. There were some tangents, but I ended up actually kind of exploring some ideas that I didn't think I was going to cover, and also things that I, to be honest, I had never really even thought about before. Like the whole cheese string thing, I was like, that's interesting. I'm gonna think about that more. No, but yeah, it's good. It's good to ramble. It's good to go on tangents. And yeah, and just take whatever you will from this, whether it is something totally profound and life-changing, or just a cool 25 minutes or however long this was that brought some levity and enjoyment to your day, to your routine. And with that said, I'm gonna wrap this one up and get on with the rest of my day. I'll encourage you to do the same. Get outside, drink lots of water, eat some fruit, engage with the people you care about, and be present. Be present through all of it. And remember that you belong, because it's the universe. It's, yeah. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Keep on being you. Keep on being the extraordinary incarnated form of existence that you are. Keep on manifesting consciousness into stardust like you do best. So I'll see you in the next time. Goodbye.
What is the most astounding fact you can share with us about the universe? The atoms that comprise life on Earth, the atoms that make up the human body, are traceable to the crucibles that cooked light elements into heavy elements in their core under extreme temperatures and pressures. These stars, the high-mass ones among them, went unstable in their later years. They collapsed and then exploded, scattering their enriched guts across the galaxy. Guts made of carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, and all the fundamental ingredients of life itself. These ingredients become part of gas clouds that condense, collapse, form the next generation of solar systems, stars with orbiting planets. And those planets now have the ingredients for life itself. So that when I look up at the night sky, and I know that, yes, we are part of this universe, we are in this universe, but perhaps more important than both of those facts is that the universe is in us. When I reflect on that fact, I look up. Many people feel small because they're small and the universe is big, but I feel big because my atoms came from those stars. So, we learned in the last 50 years that, of course, not only do we exist in this universe, it is the universe itself that exists within us. And had we been made of some rare isotope of bismuth, you would have arguments, hey, we're something special. But there are people who are upset by that fact, saying, well, that mean we're not special? Well, I think it's special in another kind of way. Because when you look up at the night sky, it's no longer we're here and that's there. It's that we are part of that. And that association, for me, is actually quite enlightening and ennobling and enriching. In fact, it's almost spiritual. Looking up at the night sky and finding a sense of belonging.
Some part of our being knows this is where we came from. We long to return. And we can, because the cosmos is also within us. We're made of star stuff. We are a way for the cosmos to know itself.